triangles and angles are part of the geometry portion of this test. A lot of it's vocabulary. We have different types of triangles. You have an acute triangle that's less than 90 degrees, or an acute angle. Not an acute triangle. Acute angle is less than 90 degrees. And I always remember this by saying it's so cute. So little. You have an obtuse angle, and that's greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. So an obtuse, think of obese means fat. Obtuse sort of starts like obese, so it kind of helps you remember it's like a fat angle. Then you have a right angle.
So you have your muscular, you have your normal weight, then you have your obesity.
Right. So you have the right angle, that is exactly 90 degrees. Okay, so acute, obtuse, right angle. Those are our three major ones. And then there's one called a reflex angle. The reflex angle is greater than 180 degrees, but less than 360 degrees. So if you think about these being your two numbers, and you open up, your angles open up, two lines stuck together. They open up to a right angle. They open up to a straight angle. So we have a straight angle. Which is a line, basically. It just opens up flat. That is called, that's 180 degrees exactly. So here we are at our straight angle. If it goes a little past straight, so it's opened up even further, that's the reflex. When you go a little bit bigger, right is straight up and down. Acute is less, obtuse is more. So that's the opening of your angles. You should know that. It helps you to know. They may ask you a question using those words. A triangle is a mixture of three angles. We have three different kinds of triangles. We have an isosceles triangle. I don't know if I can spell it. That's how you spell it. Isosceles triangle, this and this are the same, and the bottom one is different. You can have an equilateral triangle, and it has the word equal in it. This one and this one and this one are all the same. And you can have what's called a scalene triangle. And this angle, and this angle, and this angle are all different. So an isosceles triangle, if this angle is equal and this line is equal to this line, this angle and this angle are the same as well. And this angle up here goes with this bottom. So they are related. Equilaterals, they all have the same angles, and a scalene all has different angles. And so that's that. And the other thing you need to know about triangles and angles are that there are 180 degrees in any triangle. And the way you can prove that is you have a right, if you make a four-sided figure, could be a rectangle, could be a square. These are each 90 degrees. They're all square boxes. If you cut that in half, 360 times 4 is 90 times 4 is 360. And half of that is 180. That's where the 180 comes from. If you think of a regular box, just a square box, you didn't change it, but just sat on it, and it kind of went squish. If it flips over, your angles change, but they still add up to 360. So even this box, if it turns into a parallelogram, because we kind of sat on it, and we sat on it like this, that's a parallelogram. These angles still add up to 100, 200, 360. This angle plus this angle equals 180. And this angle plus this angle also equals 180, and the two together equal 360. So that's, knowing that, if you know a triangle, doesn't matter, they can just call it any shape they want. And they can say this is 30 and this is 60. How much is this angle worth? Now, I did not draw this to be a right angle, but I know that 60 plus 30 is 90. And I know that a whole triangle is 180. That means this has to be 90, even though it doesn't look like 90. Do note that it's not drawn to scale. So sometimes they just make any triangle. They're asking you for the missing side, so you have to understand that rule. The other thing to learn about on angles is if you have what's called a transverse, just an X. This angle and equal to this angle. These are called vertical angles. And I just like, if you think of the little tips like they kiss, where they kiss, they're the same. And this angle are the same. And A plus B forms, notice, I cover that up, A plus B form a straight line, and that equals 180. So it works the same way if I have a set of parallel lines and a line that crosses. If I were to cut this apart right here and we could pick this up and sit it on top of this one, they would be exactly the same. So this angle and this angle are the same. This angle and this angle are the same. And this are B, and this are B, and A plus B again still equals 180. So, triangles and angles. If you understand this about triangles and angles, it can really help you understand questions that use triangles and angles.